Conclusion and suggestions for creating successful alliances.
This chapter has shown the increasing importance of alliances in today's complex business environment. Alliances have become ever more popular because they offer the promise of new technologies and markets. However, while a lot of companies have been successful in forging rewarding alliances, other firms have failed. Many observers have noticed the paradox of the fact that although alliances have grown by 25% a year and many companies derive more than a third of their revenues from alliances, the failure rate for alliances is more than 60%. 25. The question then arises of what makes some alliances succeed whereas others fail. Academic research has shown that for an alliance to succeed, trust needs to be present and all the parties need to have similar goals and objectives. 26 Managers also need to pay attention to the motivations that the two or more parties have in forming an alliance. Alliances with competitors and non-competitors also seem to have different rates of success. The high monitoring costs associated with alliances with competitors may make these types of partnerships too difficult to manage. In an article in the Harvard Business Review, Jonathan Hughes and Jeff Weiss identified several principles that companies could follow that would more likely create successful alliances. 27. Focus less on defining the business plan and more on how you'll work together. Many companies pay too much attention to the business plan and they do not emphasize the partners' working relationship. If trust and communication does not exist between the partners, the alliance will fail. Successful alliances rely on the capacity of individuals on both companies working together. Develop metrics pegged not only to alliance goals but also to alliance progress. Most alliances select financial goals such as profitability or market share as metrics of the success of the alliance. However, most alliances do not return positive results in their initial stages. In addition to financial metrics, companies need to set measurements that will try to calculate the alliance's progress. For example, are the two companies willing to share information and ideas, what the speed of decision-making is, and what the development of new ideas is. Instead of trying to eliminate differences, leverage them to create value. Managers need to always remember that two companies forge an alliance because they have different cultures and skills and they want to benefit from the different capabilities that a partner brings in. Very soon managers forget that the two companies have different sets of skills and they try to find common ground. Firms may benefit more if instead of looking for commonalities, they try to leverage the different skills that their partner is bringing. Go beyond formal governance structures to encourage collaborative behavior. Companies tend to spend a lot of time negotiating the initial agreement between two companies and forget to actively nurture the relationship following the completion of the negotiation stage. Structures need to be put in place to encourage collaborative behavior during the life of the alliance. Spend as much time on managing internal stakeholders as on managing the relationship with your partner. Companies forget that they constantly have to work with external and internal stakeholders. Some firms emphasize too much the relationship with the external partner and they ignore the interests of internal players. Many alliances have been undermined from a company's insiders who felt threatened by the potential success of an alliance. Alliances have become effective tools in assisting companies in conquering new markets and technologies. Most companies are using alliances to expand into new markets or to introduce new products. However, for an alliance to be successful, the leadership of a company needs to show commitment to the partnership goals and actively manage the internal and external stakeholders. If a company follows the right practices, it will greatly improve its alliance success rate. In an increasingly complex global environment, companies cannot operate alone, but they constantly need the assistance of the right partners. If they develop the right techniques to manage their alliances, it will greatly improve their competitive advantage. A capacity to collaborate will become a necessary skill for success in the future.